Hi my lovelies, Jay here. Thanks for watching my video. So, we are doing something a little bit different from what we normally do here on the channel, and that is I'm actually going to be talking to you during one of my build videos, which I don't normally do. If you follow the channel, you know I usually put some music over the top and just upload it as a speed build. But this time, we're doing more of a time-constrained challenge. So as you can see, I'm just putting some time here on this little timer in the top left corner of the screen because we're doing the 10-minute build challenge, which is, as the name suggests, you try and build a functional house in 10 minutes. Yeah, hope bonus points if you can make it look nice. But I've tried this challenge a few times. I've never actually beaten it. So we're going to give that a go. I do get closer to beating the challenge every time. Um, my most recent attempt, the house was functional, but I forgot to put the roof on it. So we're going to give it one last go. Not much more else to say. I'm just going to, oh, I do actually have the move objects and debug cheats already on. And of course, I have picked quite a small lot here in the Finchwick Village area of Henford-on-Bagley, which comes with the Sims 4 cottage living. Okay, so I'm going to hit the timer and root for me, guys. So let's see what we get. Has the timer? Yes, it has. That throws me off a bit. That timer taking a little bit of time to load. So here is our little box, and then we're going to put a nice little um, porch, like sort of area on there, and then I'm just going to. Do you know what? Yes, I'm going to be ambitious, and I'm going to put another little step there. And then just going to bump the house up onto one foundation level so that your Sims can still step up there and we don't need to put a staircase. But it does just give it that little bit extra um, oomph, shall we say, for lack of a better phrase. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the roofing first. So I think we'll have the roof maybe running this way. I mean, we don't really have, with this challenge, you don't really have time to second guess yourself, which is the problem I keep doing. I'm like, oh no, actually, we'll have this swatch, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, no, you don't have time for that, Jay. So let's see, we'll do that roof there, and then we'll do this one angled the other way. I am, I think I say, aiming for the house to be functional, but pretty is, like I said, the bonus. Territory with it. So there we go. Got a cute, like a kind of cozy, small looking little house. I'm not intending for it to be like I'm not working with a budget. You can see I don't have a sim on the lot, but we are sort of. It's going to be quite a small house. And then I don't like thatch roofing in real life. I know some people think, oh, cutesy cottage vibes. Some people like it, but I'm like, no, no, it's actually quite expensive. Um, and there's a lot of upkeep to it, so I'm just gonna. They've got a nice sort of tile roof, okay? And I think then we will come back downstairs to do the doors and the floor plan. So I think this could be a nice little bedroom here on this bump out. Back to the walls. I think I might do quite an open floor plan, which for most British cottages isn't exactly realistic because they are tend to be a bit older and like smaller, but we'll do it this way anyway. And so I'm going to have my little 3x2 bathroom, and then I'll put the kitchen here in this open space. We need some lights. Oh goodness, we've used 3 minutes and I still don't have windows. But you know what? We're getting there. There we go. So we can see what we're doing now. And I'm going to have some doors and windows. I'm going to prioritize doors because, well, actually, windows aren't really functional in The Sims. Like, they do make your Sims house lighter and everything, but as you can see, we've just got electric lights and they don't really make that much difference in game. Whereas doors, you need doors to like for your Sims to be able to get in the rooms. So, pick your priorities, and priorities are doors over windows. And then we'll go to the flooring. So for this one, I think I'm just going to use the cottage living um, wood in the living space and the bedroom. And then I'm going to put the tiles this came in like one of the base game updates, but I use them far too much because I think they are the best floor tile in the game. Now we'll use the bathroom tiles that came in the same update. Again, I really do overuse these. I will have to maybe try and challenge myself one day to do a Sims build without using the things I use all the time. But we're under pressure, and under pressure, we resort to what we know. So we're doing white walls, wood floors, and white tiles. Now, it might not be original, but it's effective. Now, let's see. So we'll go with kitchen. So I want the cottage living sink in the navy. I think I'll put it there. And then we'll have the counter. Is that in? Yeah, stop second guessing yourself, Jade. Do it. Um, plonk the counters in. What are you playing at, lad? Honest. And then I think we'll put the oven next to this counter. Again, we'll use the cottage living one. And then I'll just put the fridge like freestanding separately. Again, I'm prioritizing function over aesthetics. So I'm not going to be putting any upper cabinets in unless we have time to go back and do that later. We'll put that there. Uh, I should have put that as a corner counter. Sod it, I don't have time. Now we're going to do the bathroom. So we'll have a shower tub combo on this side of the room when it decides to actually place. And then we'll do a toilet um, and sink opposite. My classic 3x2 Sims bathroom that I do in, well, it's just my go-to for bathrooms because it's really what you need. I mean, to be fair, if you have, depending on which packs you have, if you've got one of the ones where they come with like the walk-in shower, you can just make um, a functional bathroom in a single tile in The Sims 4, which I don't like. But if you don't have packs, yeah, the 3x2s a standard go-to. That is the bedroom. So the double bed takes up pretty much the whole room. So we can move on into the living area. So it's one thing I don't like about open plan is I struggle to I find it easier to build the house, to furnish the house when it's closed, just because it's a bit clearer, I think, what things are or where things should go. But we ain't got time for that now. So I'm just going to plop that sofa down. We'll have this console table. And then I'm going to give them a TV. I don't often, I mean, a TV is not necessarily essential, but it does sort of make the room look a bit more finished. And then we'll give them this little rug in the blue because we've got a lot of blue going on in the room. Again, it's not pretty, but functionality is our priority here. We'll give them a bookshelf because that is really helpful for skill building. Um, because you can pretty much, I think all of the base game skills have a skill book that you can use to build them, and some of the ones that come with a pack do. So it's you really it's always a good idea to put a bookshelf in the build. But I'm going to move it into that corner there, and then I'm just going to pick a little table to go here. I think a square table might look better, but I don't have time to be picky. So I'm just going to plop that table down and put a few chairs at it. Not necessarily the right aesthetic, but there we go. They have a dining room, which again, it's sort of a like it's not really essential. The Sims can just stand and eat. Now let's see if we've got 30 seconds. Do we have time to get some windows? Because windows is what we want. Windows is what we need. Come on, people. Even I'll settle just for a couple at the front so it doesn't look too ugly. So there's a one for the bedroom, the living room, and the dining room. Landscaping, I don't think we have time to do, and we are out of time. So let's have a look at this. So as you can see, it's I'll stop the timer making that noise. So it's finished. Oh, I don't like that bit of clipping on the side. If I'd had more time, I would have fixed that there. I would have also, if I had more time, tried to do some more landscaping, because obviously this is just bare. But to be fair, the lot that we're on, like it's got landscaping around it. So maybe we could just say that that's their garden and this is just like their lawn space. And it's like clearly marked out with the plants as to what's theirs and what's the public street, because like no one can get with the way it's well. So that's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. We did get a couple windows on the front here. Um, I would have liked some flooring on the porch, but I prioritized other things. If we come inside, there's not much of a tour to do, but we'll do it anyway. So we can see we've got our three windows. We have a functional double bed. I know if you've only ever played the older Sims games, you'd be like, Jay, that's not going to work. But in the Sims 4, they can fit on your Sim can walk on a half tile. So they will be able to access both sides of that bed. So we've got our shower, tub, toilet, so they can take care of their hygiene and their bladder needs. We have a functional kitchen. Again, if I'd had more time, I would have changed this piece to a corner section so it joins in, so the fridge is joined in a bit more with it. And I would also have put some upper cabinets on just to make the kitchen look a little bit more finished. But again, the upper cabinets are technically a decorative item, as is the hood for the oven. It's decorative. Oh, I didn't realize that door was blue on both sides, otherwise I would have made the other doors match. But to be fair, with everything else being so neutral, it adds a bit of color. And we do have blue elsewhere. Different shades of blue, but nothing in the Sims 4 matches. We've got our bookshelf, so you can build most skills with just that one item. So you have got skill building. And then we've got a little dining area. I think, again, if I'd had a bit more time, I would have picked a different table. I also would have picked different chairs, but I kind of would have put it in that place. I think I would have gone for more of a rectangular table. Um, well, actually, I think maybe I would have moved it over a bit and possibly put a second bedroom here. If I'd had more time, because I do like to have, while a one bedroom house is, helpful for when you're just starting out in the game, I do like to put more than one bedroom in a house. Even in a starter home, I like to do two bedrooms. I would have also put a window in the bathroom because I don't like not having windows in the bathroom in real life. I also might have put a second exit to the outside, and this is the point where realizing I am just ripping my build to pieces. So here's the lot in my library now. It is not going on the gallery, but I don't think it looks terrible from the front shot. I think if I'd made those changes I was talking about, like the extra landscaping and the terrain paint, maybe a couple of other things like a chicken coop that comes with the cottage living pack or something in the garden, it might have looked a bit better. Um, but it's certainly, I think, got the bones of it a decent build, and with a few little tweaks it could actually be quite nice. But it is most definitely a starter home at 9,319 simoleons. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not hit that like button and drop me a message down in the comment section below. I love it when you do that. And consider subscribing. It's completely free and it really helps me out. You can also follow me over on Instagram with the handle @jhavlock. There. Thanks for watching. Bye now.